So today we are going to demonstrate the one touch feature. One touch feature we have for you press only one switch, rest all other switch will behave based on touch event. So if we are turning it on, all other switches also will be turned on. If we are turning it off, all other switches also will be turned off. In the one touch operation, the switch those are configured for one touch enable, only those switches will perform an action based on one touch action. So here we will search for switches first. So we are discovering, so we have installed two board, test 1 and test 2. So once we go to the test 1, so you can see fan light, tube light fan. This is a 4 switch panel board, and in order to configure for one touch, you make sure the one touch is enabled for these switches. Similarly for light, the one touch should be enabled for these switches. So here we have a special switch. In that you can see one touch local and one touch all. So one touch local means once you press this one touch local on or off, that particular switchboard will be turned on and off. So all the switches will be turned on based on this switch. So once you press on, so those particular switch will be on. Once you press off, that particular switch will be off. So similarly, you can see there is a two switchboard installed. The left side we have 5 switch panel, the right side we have a 4 switch panel. So the test 2 here also, so test 2 is the left side board. So we are launching it. So we will connect. So you can see in the test 2 you have an option for in the setting. Here also fan, here one touch is also enabled. Similarly for 3 pin also you can see one touch is enabled. So all switches from both the board, the one touch is enabled. So now if you go to in the one special switch option, here we have one touch. So this is for test 2. So if you will click on test 2, so only test 2 bulb will be on in one shot, and test 2 if you will make it off, only this bulb will be turned off when you click on one touch local. But in the case of one touch all, in your home whatever switches, those are Lavi Labs supported switches. So if you will on the one touch all, if you will turn it on, all switches will be turned on in one shot. Similarly all switches will be turned off in one shot when you press the one touch. So you can go to test 1 also. In the test 1 also you have a special switch. In the special switch, if you click on one touch local, so only this switch will be on and this switchboard only will be on. But when you click on one touch all, so here you can see all switches from all switchboards what you have installed in your home will be turned on. Similarly you can turn it off. So if in this switch, let's assume that you are configuring the fan one touch should be disabled. So we have put one touch is disabled and submit it. So once you click on one touch local, so that fan will not be on. You can see the fan is not on, and rest all other will work. Similarly, if you go with one touch all, if you will click on one touch all resources, only the fan is not turned on, but all other switches are turned on. Now we'll make it turned on. So this is how one touch works from the mobile. You can configure any of the switches as a one touch. So you have to go to setting. In the setting, first the fan whatever we have made, one touch we will enable for the fan also. One touch enable and submit. So okay, home. So fan test one. Okay. So here we will configure one of the switch. This is the light, the second switch of the 4 switch panel. We will configure it as in one touch switch. So we can say we will write here 1. Then type should be one touch. So you can configure one of the switch as a one touch and make sure the one touch is disabled for this switch and submit. So now this switch is one touch. So once you will turn it on, you can see all switches are turned on, all switches are turned off. Now we will show you from the switch itself. Can you, second switch, can you press? See, all switches are turned on, turn off, turn on, again turn off. Okay, now that particular switch will work as a normal switch. You need to press and hold for one beep. Second switch. Okay, it is turned on. Now press and hold. So it is working as a normal switch, but when you will simply press it, then it will work as a one touch switch. Just so. This is the normal switch. Now you turn it off, turn it on. It will work as a one touch switch. Okay, thanks.